Easily find, book, and manage your travel nursing assignments with the AMN Passport app. Download today. In bedside, it's like you have so many things that you are focusing on, and you're focusing on and trying to save the patient. But like for me, I'm a very empathetic person, and it's hard for me to in some circumstances I feel like that side of like being compassionate to people has really been like beaten out of me in a lot of like scenarios, I think, because like there's so many opportunities for you to be, I started in neurosurgery. Everyone is in pain. Everyone is in like horrible, chronic, or post-surgical pain that's like, unremitting, or they were on, oxycodone, OxyContin, gabapentin, baclofen, they're on all of these things, and like you want to take this pain away, but you can't, or, it's like so exhausting to be empathetic for people, for so long. And eventually you just kind of get numb to people's pain. And like, that's horrible. Like I never wanted to be like that, but that's kind of like where nursing, led me. And then like being in the ICU, it's like, yeah, you've normalized the worst times in people's lives, and you're coding somebody that, the person behind you has loved for decades. And it's like, you physically cannot be there for that person because you're so focused. Like it's, it takes such a toll. And so, knowing that you have time, like that ability to like be compassionate, and, that's really refreshing. And I can see the appeal and the pull to that.
It helps nourish your soul as well because of
Yeah.
everything you just said. When you
Yeah.
spend, in my case, a decade in those situations where you're probably not as empathetic as you would like to be, because sometimes, frankly, you can't.
Yeah.
If, and like you said, in that situation where if you have the family that's standing right behind you and you're coding them, you're right now focused on the black and white. You're focused on what medications you're going to giving. What are the squiggly lines in your EKG reading? Can we
Yeah.
defibrillate? Can we not?
Yeah.
But in my situation, being able to let that guard down just a little bit and connect
Mm-hmm.
with people on a real level, which you cannot do in the ICU on a daily basis,
Yeah.
maybe once in a while. But if you
Yeah.
do, it's still with a little bit of a guard up. At least it was in my situation. And I don't
Yeah.
have a good answer for you, Maggie. When you come across those situations, that's where self care comes in. That's where a good work life balance, where you're able to
Yeah.
just de stress in it and you come back into it the next day. But that's hard to do sometimes. I know it was hard for me to do in flight
Yeah.
nursing in the ICU.
I think it's a mindset shift. I mean, I don't expect myself to be able to be there, emotionally for all my patients anymore. That's just like a burden that you can't carry both. You can't, all the time. I mean, if you have the capacity to be there for somebody in that way, like that, great. Actually, one thing that I think my unit does really well, that I love about my unit, is that we get to pick our ICU assignments. And so that gives you the ability to be like, okay, this person is comfort care. I'm in a good mental space today where I could take that patient and I could really give them like a very respectful and great death. Or you're like, I just really want to do critical care today and just like be in my room all day and, lining and pressor titration and all of that. Like, I have that. I never had that at another job, and I think that makes all the difference, because you're in control of the amount of, what you're going to experience during that day.
Or you don't want that patient back. You gave
Yes.
everything that you could
Yeah.
that day, and you're like, I need a break from this.
Yeah.
Because there's always that patient on the floor. Like, this is a one shift patient.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
do this for one shift, and then your hands are clean. You're out.
Yeah.
I agree. I worked in an ICU that I think I've actually worked in both, where you had the assignments given to you, and then you picked your assignments. And I
Mm-hmm.
definitely preferred picking my assignments, even though you always get to choose. Really,
Yeah.
if you're the last to pick, you're the last to pick.
Yeah.
But then you're back the next day, and if you're like, I don't want that assignment, you can have that option.
Right.